Yeah, that was the problem. I had an echo. Is it fixed? Does it sound good? That sounds normal to me now. Is that right? Yeah, Mac, is that right now? Oh boy. What's up, guys? What's up, Robert? What's up, Kim? Kim. Um, what's up, Thomas? I haven't seen you. I didn't think I've seen you this week. What's up, Mac? What's up, Crispy, who's now the DoorDash bandit? You know what, dude? There's like a DoorDash bandicott or something. You're too close to it. You need to go back to Crispy. Crispy DoorDash. Crispy delivery. Krispy Kreme. I don't know, man. You gotta figure out something though. What's up, Lisa? How are you? Um, and what's up, Freestyle? How are you? And yeah, what's up, everybody? So yeah, I don't know. I was having some problems with my mic there, and now I'm getting it figured out. So um I'm just kind of closing something down here. Um, so I'm just gonna I actually have the my son and I and really never get a full day to actually hang. So today it's right now it's 12 o'clock my time. So I have an hour here and I'm just gonna put up the link. Um, Anybody that wants to come on, we can talk about anything really. Um, I'm open today. I was gonna, I wanted to do some talk about Curry, but I think I'm gonna leave some for the roundtable on Thursday, and then also, um, I'm gonna put out a short video because I had a curry paint delivery. I want to show you guys how it works, how much extra effort you put into this, and having to actually contact clients. There's like a little play that comes with this. So, is it a tips and tricks? Maybe. No, it's not, but I could probably in like 8 minutes I could show you guys when you're on curry how much smoother it goes if you just do a couple things in the right order. Um, but yeah. And plus, I've been moving this time all around. Like next week, it'll be back. It was supposed to be back this week, I know. And I had it at 1 my time. So 3, I do Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern because I think that was a good time because a lot of people were that was working for them. The East Coast people, 3 o'clock seemed to be good. And then the West Coast is slow to wake up here in the mountain states and over in California. So really, lunch isn't till like 2 or 3 on a Sunday out west, whereas like a lunch rush happens at like noon in on the East Coast. But it's not that we're lazy. In fact, we're kind of the opposite of lazy, at least here in Colorado. Can't speak for California, but um, but yeah, Crispy, why don't you come on here, dude? I haven't seen you in a while. Mac, why don't you come on? Yeah, I wouldn't even call them quirks though, because I made a killing this weekend. I ended up, just I did one scheduled job yesterday. I did two today, a scheduled, and then right at the end of it, they plugged me into another one too. I've been lighting it up on Curry lately here, Mac, and it did slow down for a while, um, but I don't know. It's like the week has been solid. I've put out a couple videos like on Instagram and other maybe platforms. But the earnings have been, awesome, and especially local runs. Because for a while the local runs had kind of diminished. This is what I will say, and my market's good, just like yours is, Mac. I know yours can be pretty good in Portland too, but um, like so in Denver it's great, but in the winter months construction does slow. Things are still needed, but the small like 4 to 15 mile curry trips that I love here, Denver local, just weren't happening for the past few months. And then the long distance ones had got down to, you know, if you were going to Colorado Springs, like 70 miles from Denver, it was like you were getting $2 a mile to go, but you couldn't figure anything on the return. And that just doesn't work for me deadheading back 70 miles. Like I do it as $2 there, and if you don't have a job for me coming back, then I need $1 a mile for the return. So, I need $2 a mile times 70 for taking it, and then I need $1 times 70 to come back. And even that should more be on the two end on the curry pay model, and usually is, but yeah. But I mean and this week and this weekend has all been $3 to $4 a mile. So it's been pretty damn good, but it was a lot of work. And I noticed the staffing shortage, more than I have like in other things. Okay, I'll give you one example. One of my scheduled yesterday was Curry, Sherman-Williams. So normally I get to Sherman-Williams. I'm very familiar with how this process works with Curry. I get there and I give them my Curry order number, and the first thing they do is they say, I have no this is they just do. I don't know why. But they say, I have no idea what that number is. Our reference numbers are 11 digits because the Curries are like 7. So I read her 7. She's like, doesn't mean anything to me. I'm like, well, I'm with Curry. She's like, oh, I don't. All I know is the palleted orders. And so I was like, so I always have so what I've learned to do is I still read the curry first. And I'm like, do you want the curry number? But that's just a reference for with curry. But they don't really put that well enough. But in the manifest, you can usually the delivery address is what, for at least for Sherman-Williams. And a lot of places the curry number does work, you guys. So don't take that as that's always the case. In fact, this is only Sherman-Williams. I've ran into this. Normally you can say I'm with curry, here's my reference number, and actually that is a reference number they have. Sherman-Williams does not. But the but so if you give them the address, usually they can pull up the same. If you have a map, then you can just check the manifest on Curry to theirs. And as long as you guys, then they can somehow feel like, okay, yeah, this is the right thing. They're not looking at you like it's weird or something. They just don't have a reference. When you show them the Curry app or anything, they really won't get it. But just pull up. So if you ever are at one of the paint runs, because that's a lot of thing that you'll see a lot of paint runs. But if you're doing one of the paint runs, make sure that when you go into a Sherman-Williams outlets, one of their locations, that you're just ready to pull up the full receipt. Don't try and show them your Curry app and this is me, and like, they don't care. Um, in fact, there were 2 ladies working there, and normally um, at least there's somebody there to help with big amounts of paint. And I'm not supposed to have to load up or unload. It's supposed to be, you just are doing the driving from A to B. It will be loaded in your vehicle, it will be unloaded. And normally that really is the case. Every once in a while, maybe one of the sides, like, oh, I gotta load this in. Okay, no worries. Or I get somewhere and it's like, unloading, but it's not so much stuff all the time either, guys. I mean, sometimes it's like you check to make sure it's the right location. The person's like, hey, let me come out and get that with you. So yeah, John, I put it at the top. Um, but yeah, so I get there and then they're like, I'm, I'm just kind of looking at her and she's like, well, the pallet's back there. It's marked, and she gave me like a 4-digit number, and it was like shrink wrapped, and marked with like a Sharpie with like 4 digits. Yeah, calling ahead to, yep. That's my video is gonna say all of that because I actually did a video yesterday. I don't want to call it a drive along because I don't do those, but I actually did a drive along, I guess. I'm gonna put together because I had a lot of people asking me, who are on Curry and do this. They're like, dude, I got there and the order was taken. And I'm like, okay, there needs to be a video. This is actually something that there does need to be for some people that I mean, any of the videos that help you, but it seems like I get asked that a lot, like, or a lot of people tell me, "Hey, I got there and my order was gone, but I had picked it up properly, so what the heck?" And I'm like, there's kind of some steps to this that they don't tell you. It's like the other gig apps, but they're not out to get you either. If you call Curry and ask them, they'll tell you things. What's up, ceiling camera?
How's it going?
Oh man, it's going pretty good. I was just talking about my don't talk about Prop 22. I'm not gonna. I was just talking
It's a
about
friendly reminder. That's all.
my thing with Curry yesterday that so I first of all now I'm at Sherman-Williams, and they're just like, well, it's back there on the pallet. So usually it's like, okay, well, load it up. But it was like it was it was two younger girls. They were looking at me like, can you please do it? And I was just like, sure, like I know the Sherman-Williams, so I pulled around the side. I actually went in the back garage doors. I looked for the pallet, and then I'm looking around, and I can't find a two-wheeler or anything. And I'm in my car, so I don't carry a two-wheeler. It's supposed to be loaded in. But I was like, so I go up to them and I asked them, I'm like, do you guys have a two-wheeler around here? Because I know they do. And they're like, what? And I'm like, a dolly, like a little roll cart. And she's like, I don't know if we have one. I'm like, you have a pallet jack, but you don't have okay. So anyway, I know they do. I've seen it before. So I kind of walked around a little bit back there, like I owned the place. And
How can you work at a paint store and not know what a dolly is?
dude, I don't know, man. I think one of them wasn't really working there. She was just helping out her friend, but they were both like 22. And again, this
Wow.
is kind of where I'm going with this. So then I deal with this. I literally had to carry all the paint to the car because I couldn't find a dolly. I'm like, are you joking me? So I did use their pallet jack, and I did move the pallet jack as close to my car as I could. And then I got my car pretty close, so it wasn't too bad. But so then I load it all up, and I'm like, oh, no worries. It's paying $4. I mean, I'm basically, that one yesterday was like $53 for an hour 11 of my time. Not bad at all, but there was a lot of physical work in, because when I got to the apartment complex, again, it's supposed to be unload by them. And I don't call Curry to complain about this stuff because it doesn't happen that often. But to be honest, I get there, I go inside, and there's a lady. It's an apartment complex, a big one on South Broadway in Denver. And she's like the leasing agent or whatever, and she's there. And she's like, well, so what do you need? And I was like, yeah, I'm dropping off shit ton of paint. Like, where do you guys want me to take it? I'm here with Curry. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, our maintenance guy, she was young, and you could tell that her makeup had smeared a bit. She had maybe been crying or something, but I wasn't trying to make any kind of big deal of it. Because I mean, it wasn't like real bad. And if it wasn't crying, I didn't want to make her feel weird or anything, but I could tell something was wrong.
It's like, hey, I know you're crying, but you
Yeah.
got to carry
She's
this
like,
paint
no, I'm
upstairs.
not. Like,
Cry some more.
right. But it was at a point where, I mean, she wasn't like sniffling or doing anything where I felt like I needed to be like, are you okay? But so anyway, I'm like, you know what, where I would take this? And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, the maintenance guy for the building just screamed at me for 20 minutes and quit and walked out the door. And I was like, oh, that's why she's like crying. She's like, can you load it in? I'm like, oh my God. Damn it, Gary. So I'm like, yeah, where do you want me to load it into? And she's like, I don't have any idea where it goes, but somewhere locked up, probably. I was like, worst description ever.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Maybe that's why her maintenance guy quit.
What's up?
What's up?
Dang, I
How's it
was doing good. Hey, I have to go real quick. I'm gonna do this order real quick. I'll be right back. All right?
Yeah, go.
How many miles is it?
3 miles. Be right back real quick.
Okay. Hey, Steve, can you highlight that comment, the second last comment by ODD Professionals?
That's my buddy Mac.
I didn't want to get on camera. I'm not sure if he's hitting on me or
No, dude.
I'm just joking.
No, he's super cool. He was just probably saying you did the same thing. He was
Yeah,
about to do.
I was just a funny comment. That's why I wanted to get highlighted.
Yeah.
So how did the story end?
I mean, it actually ended with me saying, I mean, I hate wasting time at things, but again, these are high paying gigs. And most of the time, when I say most of the time too, I mean 95% of the time that both sides are done correctly. You arrive, you tell them you're there, they come out, they load up your car, unless it's like some 2-pound box or 3 boxes of nails, and then they just hand it to you. Of course, that's easy, and I'm even willing to go the extra mile when they need it. Like that, on either end, I would have done it. I was surprised it was both ends, but 95% of the time, both ends do their job correctly. They load in, or they load your car up, they unload your car at the other side. What I was noticing is that, okay, on a Saturday at Sherman-Williams, there was like 8 people in line, and there's these 22-year-olds not able to move paint around that don't know what or where a dolly is. And I saw contractors in line behind me. I was like, what are these guys going to do? They're just going to tell everybody to go back there and sort through their crap. So I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, dude, this is not how Sherman-Williams runs at all. Like, they would never let you go back there and just be in their paint and in their warehouse and stuff. And then
Any retail store wouldn't let customers go to their inventory.
Right. But I mean, especially Sherman-Williams, dude, these pallets back there are they're banks. I mean, and if you screw one up too, then those people need exactly what they need. And so I was surprised, that was happening. And then on the other side, I'm hearing, I mean, I know about, everybody has been saying the Great Recession and the fallback of W-2 work, and, people just straight up quitting because they don't want to work. I don't really understand how that works. If that would work, everybody would do that. But obviously, these are people who have enough money in place for a while and are willing to risk their savings for happiness for a few years and then rebuild their savings. There's all kinds of situations, and I've heard it all, but I'm really seeing it more now, not just in the um, like food delivery and that kind of gig space, that those encounters that you have at the restaurants, or uh, on the customer side, whatever. But now it's more like I'm seeing the hit at the hotels, and even out of hospitality, I guess is what I'm saying, into retail. Like, there's one lady in this apartment place that's huge. It is huge. It's an entire block of Broadway, and it's like 5 stories. It's got like 2 pools. It's really like A plus. It's the kind of place that when you walk into it, you'd expect to see 3 or 4 agents on a Saturday, who are ready to go show you units that you might rent. And here she is alone, crying. Obviously this other dude was the only other guy there with her, and he quit. And then at the paint store, where we know no Sherman-Williams would allow 1 22-year-old and her friend to run the place. I mean, they were having trouble with the register.
It sounds like bad management.
I think it's all about people aren't working, dude. I mean, here in Denver, at least, there's just a lot. It's not bad. I mean, it's obviously, maybe there's some of that involved, but I don't think, as a manager myself, if somebody who's been a manager many years myself, I don't see it that way. I mean, obviously it is, but unless he's going to live there 24/7, that kind of seems like what it is. Cause I don't think he would have hired that girl or either of those girls. It definitely seemed like a short-term fix.
There hasn't been a curry delivery yet that I haven't had to load and unload myself.
Oh, really?
Yep. Even paint, everything. I
Well,
have to
usually,
always
I don't
load
know.
it and unload it.
I guess it's a little different that, people can say, like, people have said to me, do you want my help? And if I look at it, I'm like, no. You know, I mean, because usually I do have it. I don't know, no worries. You know, to be honest, I'm okay. I'd rather kind of do that load myself anyway, but usually they ask.
It could be though that you're using an SUV and I'm in a car, so a lot of my stuff is smaller.
They,
you know, but like I'll get, like, I believe the last one I did for curry, I believe it was boxes of nails, like 50-pound boxes of nails. You know, and there's like 6 of them. Like, come load these heavy fucking things up for me.
So here's the breakdown on that. So why so even like a box of nails, Gary, like not a 50-pound, like of what would it be? What's a box of nails? 2 pounds, 3 pounds?
Yeah, the little bitty ones are 2 pounds.
Okay, so like a 2-3 pound box of nails. Now, obviously, there's no way in hell. Like, let's say some 22-year-old girl at Home Depot is like, do you want me to carry this out to your car? You're not gonna be like, yep,
dude.
like,
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
but
maybe
hold
you
on,
wanna talk to her.
let me go a step farther.
Gary will make them do it.
Right?
Yeah, like it's your job. Hey, I'm providing job security here, people.
Exactly.
But let me go a step further. Curry, what I'm saying is Curry doesn't want you. They actually do want you to do that. They do want you to tell them, yes, you take it out to my car because, and here's why. It doesn't affect Curry's insurance, but the location, and I shouldn't have used a Home Depot. Let's talk about a Sherman-Williams. Technically, they should load it into my car because while I'm insured on their property, they're better covered if their employees are putting it into my vehicle. So it's just it's a win-win. So when they say that you know, that you can, you know, like that they want you to have the places unload. And a perfect other example is the unload side. A lot of times you're at a construction site or whatnot, they really don't want you walking around those.
Well,
They're
see,
like, no,
here's
you
the
let
thing,
them
like,
unload those.
whenever I sent you that picture of the paint, right, in my car.
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah.
They didn't want to load that because of liability if they damaged my car. Then whenever I went to unload it, they was like, oh, we can't unload that. We can't get that out of your car. It's a liability.
See,
like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you know, here's the thing. It's, dude, a lot of times, and I don't know if you've even done enough of them to know, but like a lot of times they're, you know, they're not even familiar with what it is. They're familiar with that there's like 40 companies in their system that they know that pick up from them. But then there's these apps now. And they're aware that there are apps that are sending drivers there, but they're not distinguishing that, oh, you're with Curry, or oh, you're with Rodeo, or oh, you're with Freight, or they don't care. They're just aware that there's some like you know what I mean? So
Right.
maybe Sherman-Williams, because they have a contract with Curry. So some Sherman-Williams people I have dealt with are you with Curry? You're the guy that called? Because my video will talk about that too. Like,
Yeah, I've done a total of 5 curry runs. 5.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see the runs I get. Like, they're not.
That's why
worth
Mac
taking.
should come on. Mac's done a
Yeah.
bunch too, even though he's in bed like John. See, Mac, look what John did. He just put he didn't even use like a picture of himself. He's just kind of white.
Yeah, I've only done 5 curry runs, but all 5 of them, they've never loaded my vehicle ever.
They've never offered.
Nope.
Sucks.
No, like the paint, that stuff was heavy. And you know, and so I asked him, I said, are you gonna load it? He goes, well, there's the dolly right there.
Oh wow.
I'm like, you motherfucker, really?
I mean, you're supposed to be, technically by Curry standards, you're supposed to be like, well, then why don't you take the dolly, get the paint, and put it in my car?
It was just, I don't know. I'm one of the people. It's quicker for me just to do it myself than to argue with them.
See, that's what I say, and it pays well enough. I don't care. It's not
I mean, I didn't care. It was just heavy, and I didn't want to do it. You know, and I did. Now, on the receiving end of it, they wouldn't take it out of my car, but the little young guy, he was more than happy to get it once I got it out of the car.
Yeah, I guess here's what happens at construction sites.
They made him go get it.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% good with this. I have learned that when you get there, and by that I mean like even a fully built house where you can see people walking around, but people aren't living in it yet, but like electric's already been in there even and stuff. You know, they might say, you know, I like to go find the foreman, and a lot of times it might be the crews and not the foreman there. And you know, so I like to go find the foreman if I can, or at least get him on the phone. Because the other thing is, even if the foreman's not on site, one thing, if you guys don't know it about foreman, is they will answer their phone every time you call within 2 rings. These guys are 24 hours on. If they're not, they're a joke. Because in that industry, you
If
have
not,
to be.
they're not a real foreman.
Yeah, because dude, like, I'm not kidding. It's not like, oh god, I got to call the guy in this space. That means you're going to be talking to him in 1 minute. So like, usually somebody on the crew can get you his number, and you just, or at least if they're not there, you can even ask the crew, because Curry just says take it out, take a picture where it is. Like, but I always like to ask, hey, where do you? So even if the foreman's not there, let's say he is, but let's say he's not, doesn't matter. And I find somebody I can talk to, and I'm just like, where do you want the curry load? And what is it? Oh, it's this, and this. And they're like, you know what? Would you mind just stacking it in the garage? You can pull your car right up. I'm always like, no problem. So I back my car up, you know, because the garage is oftentimes what they want. I make a pile of it. I take a picture for Curry. Everybody's happy. You know,
see,
I know some Curry drivers would not go find, like, my point here is some Curry drivers would not go find a, hey, what's up, bud?
He even put on a shirt for you.
So, but some Curry drivers would not go find the foreman. They would just simply take it out of the car, put it down on the ground, take a picture, and still Curry will be satisfied with that. But
because it was delivered.
But there's a better way to do it, dude.
Well, see, the reason why I find somebody there is, one, if I have to unload it, I want to make sure I unload it where they want it. But for two, I also make sure, like, I don't pull up in a driveway at a construction site. I park on the street and I'll walk up the driveway. So that way, if they do want me to pull in the driveway, I can go ahead and look for nails, screws, or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you've done a bunch, right, Mac? You've done how many have you done now?
Oh gosh, I lost track. I mean, there's probably at least a dozen or more a month. So yeah. I mean, and the last, when you guys were talking about as far as the drop off there, I had one recently where it was a construction site. It was at a country club, and it took me forever to find the recipient. I asked like 3 different people who are up on scaffolds painting and stuff, and they're like, oh, I don't know. And it was saying no contact information. I mean, that's what I was talking about, little quirks. There's just little things, but it's still damn good money.
Right. I mean, sometimes those people are just, even if they think they have an answer for you, though, they are like, and I appreciate that. Yeah. They don't want to tell you the wrong thing. That's when I just, if I literally have, if I've tried everything I can, where's the foreman? Do you have his number? No. Can you tell me where to put this? No. You know, like, okay, that's when I take it upon myself, because Curry's okay with that answer, and go, let me look around. Where am I going to put this?
Right.
And I try and do as best I can in the most logical space that I can. Like, I don't say, oh, it looks like all their materials are there, I'll take it to the other side of the building. Like, I try and go, okay, that seems like a logical place.
Let them be a dick to me. They'll find it on the other side of the building.
Yeah. I had a 28-foot extension ladder, one that on the top of my Subaru. That was pretty comical. They were laughing. I mean, the guys were coming out with their cameras and all that stuff, taking pictures of me loading that thing up on top of
it. For the what kind of pay is it? I mean, pay is great. Again, guys, I am putting a little video together I'm glad I did it when I did it, because I was doing it anyway to tell you guys to, you know, not like, it's not, they start sending you a bunch of reminders. It gets a little confusing sometimes, like a schedule. Maybe Mac, you've encountered this with a scheduled run for the following day. You're going to get about 3 or 4 texts that say like, hey, you got this, right?
Yeah. and 6:30 in the morning is a wake up call. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to respond to it right away, but I do respond to each one of the texts, even though I want to be like, dumbass, I told you yesterday that I have this, and you still confirmed it. Quit confirming it. I got this. Zip it. But I'm nice about it, because again, the pay is great. So it's just the team and how and if you don't respond, it's not like it gets taken away from you. they do just like a kind of.
I think they watch it more carefully to see if you start it.
No, they actually, dude, they want to know when you're like halfway to it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think when they message you in the morning, you know, hey, you still got this. If you don't respond to that, I think closer to the time that you're supposed to start, that they probably start watching it. I would assume, anyways. That's only smart business.
Dude, I've done hundreds. I've done hundreds now, and they don't get pulled on you like that.
Well, no, I don't mean that they're going to pull on it, but say if you're 10 minutes from the time it's supposed to start, and they can't detect your GPS or know that you've actually started it, well, they might be calling you some more.
They do detect you have to leave your GPS on even when you're not using Curry, or else you're not going to get orders. So yeah, they're Curry's one of the ones always watching you guys. They're not listening to you through your phone, but they're always watching your location. But I'm okay with that. I don't care.
Yeah, it would make sense and everything for them to monitor it as far as prior to a scheduled order like that. I've been as interested as a backup, and I've actually gotten the order just out of like
right. Well, so have I. I think that a lot of times that's somebody like literally canceling though, because they know if they just are a no-show with Curry, like I've actually only met one person that was deactivated from Curry, and they know it was. They even told me that they had unassigned like 3 orders, and they were getting things back about if you do this, it will get you less offers, but it never said deactivation. But there was one no-show he did when I was talking to him, and he's like, I was deactivated about an hour later. It said you no-showed, and it was a Sherman-Williams run too. So it's like their
biggest contractor,
dude, you're done. It's amazing that they were on it like that, like a gig app. Like I like that, but like here's my reason. I know why though, Gary, and I hear you that it should be like, yeah, the only important one really is in the morning. But let's say they send 3. I actually am back. I'll respond to all 3, but I was like responding to none because I was getting mad. I was like, dude, stop bothering me. Like, look at my completion record.
Track record, yeah.
I'm 100%. If I accept it, I'm 100%. I finish it. So shut up. I got it. And I was getting really mad. Once you do like Max saying he's getting about a dozen a month. Well, once you're doing like you've done a couple hundred, this is annoying. It's like, dude, shut up. So I just stopped doing it altogether, and nothing was affected. Now I'm back to like all of them I respond to just because I'm like, it's not a big deal. I was just getting mad that like, knock it off, dude.
I wish there was a better way to get a hold of somebody like live, as far as just because I had a situation, that one that I had down in Eugene that I ended up turning into a coast trip after. I was hoping to actually get on my way to that store prior, as far as that, to get down there actually like when they opened up, rather than wait to go. And, because there was something with it. I can't remember, but I was trying to get ahead of it. And so I asked, it might not even been that one. It might have been a different order, but I was trying to pick up. Yeah, it was actually. It was a complete order. I was trying to pick up an order that was a long one. It was anyway, it was out of my area, and it was a situation where if I would have been able to pick it up like the night that it was scheduled, then I could be down there actually, like pick the product up, and then hold it overnight, and then be down there when they open up. So that was what I was hoping to do, and it didn't work out that way because I couldn't get anybody from Curry to tell me it'd be okay to do that.
Yeah, I've noticed too that I mean the way that I gotta say though, I gotta give them props, man. The team is very good. The team is local. Like you are gonna get somebody in Los Angeles. That's where all the team is, the support team. They're usually very good about emails. They're immediately back to you on emails.
I have noticed that, especially on the pay issues, they've been pretty good about
or anything. The one problem about it is like you'll get a rep real quick replying, but sometimes I get replies like, "Can you rephrase what you asked?" And I'm like, I reread what I asked. I'm like, I don't send it, but I just don't send another email. I solve it myself because I reread it and I'm like, I don't think I could. That's phrased perfectly. And you should fully understand what that means. Like, no, I don't. Nope, can't.
Well, I mean, it's like that time that I sent them a better way to line out their app for usage, and I got that generic ass response back. It's like, yeah, there's no any point emailing any further.
Hey, what market are you in? I'll take a look and see if the curry action is high or low there. I mean, I can't do it in real time, but I'll take a look. I look at other people's markets too, because if they're on the wait list or whatever, I've tried to like get back to people, and at least I can get this kind of information from Curry. They're happy to give it to me.
You know, where's Kim at today? I need Kim because I did my first spark today.
Oh, you did?
Sorry, John.
Save it for Thursday. Save it for Thursday. Hey, what's up, Drone? What's up, Rex? What's up, Marissa?
You already answered the pay.
I know. I didn't mean to tag it.
We don't have Walmart Spark in California. I think
Las-
due to Prop
Las
22.
Vegas. Oh, well, here's the thing with that. Las Vegas, because I work a lot of production. I've done like production shows in Vegas and stuff. Because I don't think Curry, here's the thing, I don't think Curry will ever be that huge out there. That's why you might not be hearing any beeps at all, because there's unions and all kinds of tie-ups moving things around Las Vegas that it's pretty gangster still for being not gangster anymore, but it's still pretty gangster. You can't really just go operate and do things like this. You know, you might get a gun to the face saying, "What's Curry? Who's your boss?" So I don't know. I mean, I know that Curry is in Vegas just because they have a presence everywhere, but I don't know. I'll check, but I don't really know any Curry drivers in Vegas, by the way. But I do know a lot about Vegas and how they move things around. They have a lot of companies that can do that last mile service already. They have for years, and you would be stepping on union toes. So yeah, they're around, but I wonder if they don't get a lot of business. It just might not be the greatest market for Curry. I don't know, but I will look.
I'm definitely looking forward to your dumpling coverage. That's
Oh yeah. I'm stuck, dude. That's good, man. I can put this out there to anybody. So
Wait, how are you stuck on dumpling? It's your own company.
because here's where I'm stuck, dude. Check this out. No, I mean, I've entered everything. Everything's set up, but I can't move any more forward. Hey, Holly, how are you? I can't move anything forward until I have a name. And I've been doing it for like 4 days in my head, man. I cannot come up with a name.
What, you mean like a business name?
Yeah, what my business name will be. I mean, like, okay, let me
Oh
put
yeah,
it this.
because you're not under an LLC yet, are you?
No, I mean, not even, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about like username, how I will be found, what I will go by. And this is a big deal. Like Matt up in Chicago, right? Who you've seen me have on for
Right.
dumpling things before.
Yeah.
Okay, he's very big. He's the grocery guy. That's his handle on Curry, which is by means that's your dumpling extension.
Right. They're going to see his name, automatically think grocery.
Right. I mean, most of them are. So, and you know, a lot of the pickups you do are going to have to start with that. That is how you get a foot in the door with a lot of people.
Just go with Dumpling Rodeo.
Instacart killer. That'll probably get me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, spell it the Killa as well. Killer.
Yeah.
Steve for rent.
well. Then, are you gonna once you decide on a name, are you gonna actually brand the socials on that too, or is it just gonna be for dumpling?
Well, okay, maybe you haven't heard this part. So what I'm doing with dumpling is not to be getting into groceries. I'm doing it because I'll walk your dog, I'll watch this, I'll do that. I mean, be with the dumpling model, you can do anything you want.
Right.
You can go take this was a weird one. So my Matt up in Chicago, he took one of his clients' car to have the tires changed, and they paid him like they worked this out. It still happened through the dumpling app and through the card, even though it probably didn't even need to. It's a cool company. Like if this other thing hadn't gone this way, but where they paid him for his time, he just came up with like, you know, give me $75. It was going to take like 2.5 hours. And, and they're like, sure, yeah, no problem.
Well, here's my question to you though, Steve. Are you doing it as a test, or are you doing it for an actual income? Because unless you're,
I want to be Celeste.
well, no, that's what I'm saying. Unless you're doing it to hire other people,
Yes, that's my point.
then
That's my
you
point.
could pretty much just bypass dumpling. I mean, from a personal
No.
standpoint. Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. Even the grocery, I'll build it out, but I want to have other people doing it.
Right. I don't blame you there.
You know, I mean, because
there
the
you go.
dumpling model allows that, though, too.
Right.
There's your name. Rent me rodeo.
I got
Yeah,
one.
but see, okay,
Everything but grocery.
see, here's the problem, though, is that I live in Colorado, where it's I don't go to them, but it's a big rodeo state. I mean, we even have like the national thing goes on here every year for like 3 weeks in January. So all of a sudden, I'm going to have some weird requests too.
how you
that my
got rodeo in
car
your
can't
name?
accommodate, man.
He got rodeo in his name. Don't go to rodeos.
Yeah, well, I've worked a bunch. So I actually have been to a lot of rodeos. But I'm always, so that means I'm there longer than everybody too. I'm there from the beginning of the day till it's closed and load out. So you know what? I've actually been to too many rodeos, Gary. That's the thing. I would never go to one because I've worked so many that I've spent too many hours at rodeos. I've watched the warm-ups for rodeos.
I would argue that the gig economy in itself is a rodeo.
Well, I used to go to actual rodeos when I was younger. Not me. I had a bunch of cowboy friends, but
Right.
and I've seen some interesting things that happen behind the scenes that you don't even realize, like people getting kicked in the face by a horse with a shoe and half the face comes up missing.
Wow.
Oh man, there was at the see, we have the biggest one here every year in January. It's huge. It's the National Western Forum or whatever, and everybody comes here. I mean, at this last year's one, and it's happened a few times, but in the bull ride, there was a guy's face stomped, smashed, skull cracked. He died right on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was not behind the scenes. This was during the competition, bro.
Well, I know, but a lot of people,
Like, there was
if
still
you tell them
there was
rodeo,
still 2 people to go.
right? But if you tell them, "Oh, I got hurt at the rodeo," they're thinking that you're a rider or something like that, not just somebody there. Like, I didn't realize this. I'm not a horse person, but whenever you go to walk behind the horses, you walk as close as possible to that horse. And I didn't understand why until I seen that dude get kicked in the face.
Yeah. Have you ever walked up to one and just kind of whispered in its ear?
No. Fucking thing scared the shit out of me.
I'm just saying, maybe you're a horse whisperer and you don't know it. I don't know.
Nah, any animal that can push me without even thinking about it,
Yeah,
I'm
just
okay
like a
not
little,
being next to him.
you're like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Back it up, man.
Like, not even a challenge.
Dude, when Marissa's in here, she knows this. When I was working for the penny machine company, one of my clients was the I'm drawing a blank on the name of the place, but it's outside of Denver, and it's got like they got like rehabilitated mountain lions that were caught in fires and stuff and all this stuff, but it's turned into this amazing thing, bears, all this stuff. And the dude who owns it has took me into the lion's den, and I'm talking in like sick amount of territory, and I was like, almost crapping myself because I had the guy who made our hand pressed penny machines. I had landed this account. Him and I had done a show together in Orlando at the Magic, and then we were coming back from a trade show, and he stopped overnight here because our other office was in Boulder, and he wanted to see his partner. And I took him out to the location, and while he was there, the guy who owned it, who's this huge dude, he's like 7 feet tall, really big, and he's got like 17 dogs that follow him everywhere, no matter where he goes on this place. And they've got these upper decks that walk over, because this place is beyond big. You would never, it's crazy how big it is. And so you're walking above everything so that you're not like touching the ground, so that you're seeing them active. It's not like being at a zoo at all. like they're in their habitat. They've got a ton of room, but they're not like, it's not like, well, where are they today? They're all out because the ground isn't shaking. So it's really cool. But he's like, yeah, you want to come in? And so like Dan and I are like looking at each other, like, I'm like looking at him like, I do, man, as long as you're not a puss. Like, excuse my language, but he was like, he's looking back at me, and I could tell he was thinking the same thing. He's like, I don't want to go in here, dude, but there's no way I'm gonna let Steve say okay. And I'm so we're both like,
back out now.
Yeah, man. So and then like on the way over, you know, we're both kind of like, so we're good. And he's like, oh, I'll explain in a second. We get out of his like Jeep as we get over to the part. And he's like, you just don't come in front of me. He said, because this is their territory. However, they do not mess with me. Just don't come in front of me. And it was probably the closest thing to like being in a gang war that I ever felt I was in, because a couple of them came over and they were all good, but they definitely looked like if he wasn't there, we were dead, Dan and I. Like,
Lunch.
like, come here, dinner.
Come here,
Yeah,
dinner.
exactly, dude. You know, but he was kind of like kind of getting them, no, attention here. I am here. And they're like, oh, yeah. But like he has this like prosthetic arm. He's like, they won't mess with you. I'm like, you know, I knew the guy pretty well. I'm like, you know, before I'd already learned that he lost this while saving a mountain lion during a fire that broke its leg. He actually went to drag it out, and the mountain lion like took his arm off, or like had it down to the point they had to take it off, but whatever. But then I was like, you sure you know what you're doing, bro?
Kind of lost an arm.
Here, shake my hand. Oh, you can't. Are we safe? I don't know, man.
I know I got a friend that lost his toes, and I make jokes all the time, but love the guy to death.
John's dumpling idea is the good, the bad, and the grocery.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of long.
Well, and then at the end of it, you got to put like a parentheses or something. No sexual favors. Hey, I did tell you though, right? I don't know if I texted this to you or not. I did find somebody that will talk to us about that cuddling.
Yeah, I figured we just contacted somebody on the damn app and was like, you know.
Well, I mean, a lot of them probably don't want to put themselves out there like that though.
I'd like to talk to the app creators in the company.
Well, that'd be good too, but I want to talk to the actual people that do it.
How much is your insurance? When I saw the overnight thing you sent me, I was like, what? I didn't even realize that was a thing. I don't know. Are you familiar with this, Mac?
I caught that episode when you guys were talking about it.
Well, it was actually
Hannibal.
Hannibal did one on it. Hannibal's going to do it. He keeps talking about it too. It's like he's pretty for real about it.
I went to the channel and I liked that video just to make him do it.
The picture that came across my mind right there, I don't know if you have you guys seen the movie was it Upload?
Yep.
They have the suits, the virtual suits.
Oh yeah, where she's like in the bathtub.
Right? And, well, when she first went to rent it and it showed them cleaning it, that was the picture that I had when you guys were talking about that.
Well, you're probably thinking the sex dolls.
Right? That's what I thought.
We're talking about now we're talking about cuddling. Like there's a gig out for cuddling.
Yeah.
You know, when I left Boise, there was actually a big service for that out there. Professional cuddlers. Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, I want to know what the customers are thinking. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I'd like cuddling, you know, but
they're trying to get in your pants.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna pay you $80 to come hold me while I take a nap.
Here, you guys want to hear something? You guys want to hear something hilarious?
Does that have to do with culling?
Let me know. So I had to. So I was just somehow mentioning it around my son, and he said something. I said pause, and I actually we went back and I recorded like it's like 40 seconds or something, and I sent it to Hannibal because I couldn't believe he knew about cuddling. I was like, the fuck. Excuse me.
You've been Googling, son.
But hold on. So I had
watched Hannibal's videos.
You're right.
Yeah, we're gonna need to put a filter on his YouTube.
Ready? Yeah. All right, so Max, wait, so Hannibal's gonna try this cuddling thing. Like, what the heck, dude?
It's a thing now.
Like a real thing.
Yes.
Well, how do you know, first of all?
Because I do.
You know it from an app, or you guys just cuddle for fun? This is for money, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Hannibal, that was my son and I having a very honest, real discussion. It had to be. We had to do it a second take because I realized I needed to send that to you. And it should have been recorded, but it's pretty genuine to how the first one was.
Wait, who's he cuddling with? like what kind of school does he go to?
Dude, I loved the part when I'm like, dude, it's for money. He's like, I know. I'm like,
wait, do you give that boy an allowance?
no, I was worried he was the cuddler.
Oh,
Or
wait, no, that's the good thing. He's earning money then.
right. I'm just not sure I like the way he's doing it.
You don't want him to be the cuddly.
No, yeah, no,
That's
dude,
true.
no.
Little do you know that Max runs his own cuddling empire.
He's like, what's this company you know of? The cutting in on my space.
Yeah.
No, it's just weird because even that was me after saying it and then getting a replay out of him, which, you know, if he's 15, dude. 15-year-olds don't usually do a replay.
Right. They'd be like, no.
Yeah.
no
I mean, he
saying
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
no. He's like, no, screw that. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, he knows who Hannibal is and stuff, and he's heard us before. And so I was like, do this for Hannibal because he's actually been really into this. And I think he needs to hear that, like, you know this, because Hannibal has a kid too, but Hannibal's kid's like 8 years old. Mine's 15. So I'm like a good 7 years into Hannibal's future look. And so I needed him to hear this.
I'll have to go ask my 15-year-old.
He says that there's a Christmas one where you can have elves cuddle you.
Oh man. What the hell?
Is this like a fetish thing now?
I don't know.
It can be, I guess.
I mean, but there's not apps for the other fetishes, and there's millions of them.
Well, no, there's
So why did this cuddling?
OnlyFans.
I mean,
OnlyFans pretty much covers
right,
any
but there's
fetish.
there's no suck my toes app.
Well,
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, do you want to go into business? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's sexual favors,
Yeah, that's sexual favors. Can't use dumpling.
right?
That was his only thing.
Getting
Well,
groceries
can't
and
use
on the same
Stripe.
ride.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. You know what? That's what I was looking at, because like I went to that cuddling site, and I signed up. It made me sign in and everything, but all the payment methods are saying Cash App, Venmo, blah blah blah. So I'm wondering how's the companies making money?
I don't
They're
know, but
probably
before we
charging the
hit that, if Pedro, if you're still here, put a thumbs up, because I wasn't going to do it, but I think Truth came in too. So I'll replay this one more time. This was, I was talking about cuddling around my son yesterday, and he was like, I can't remember how the initial one went, but I had to stop him because I was like, I need to send this to my friend Hannibal, and he knows who Hannibal is and stuff. And so I actually got him to give a pretty genuine second version take, and it's 40 seconds long. So if you're still in here, just hit thumbs up, man, so I can see it. And I'll do this.
Well, you go ahead and play it again while I look this up.
What are you looking? Oh, you're looking.
I'm looking something up to tell you.
Honestly, I would do it, but I don't know, man. It just seems sketchy as hell, and I'd be worried about my safety.
All right, Pedro, I'm gonna hope. Oh, there you go. Okay, you're listening. So this is my son and I on the second take, and it pretty genuine too.
His 15-year-old son.
Wait, so Hannibal's gonna try this cuddling thing. Like, what the heck, dude?
It's a thing now.
Like a real thing.
Yes.
Well, how do you know, first of all?
Because I do.
You know it from an app, or you guys just cuddle for fun? This is for money, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Hannibal, that was my son and I having a very honest, real discussion. It had to be, we had to do it a second take because I realized I needed to send that to you and it should have been recorded, but it's pretty genuine to how the first one was. Oh.
Okay.
I do rock as a parent, you guys. Just so you know.
I think there needs to be another parent there.
My son is awesome, dude.
No. Okay. So I'm looking at this website here that, Hannibal said he was going to sign up with. And it says, sign up, see who's near you, send them a message, meet up and cuddle. But then whenever you click on the profiles, it says, every person's got to fill out their profile and everything. It says payment options include cash, PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. So how are these cuddling companies making money if all these people are accepting cash?
Well, that's the kind of thing I told Hannibal too. As I said, remember when I said to him that I was like, "Well, I guarantee you, there's some after business going on." And some of these, like, "Hey, I really like that cuddle. Did you? Yeah. It's fun. Like, you want to hang around for?" Like that becomes cash. Clearly, you can't call the cuddle app and say, "Hey, you guys have this feature?" Because
well, no. I mean, you pay the cuddler for the cuddling too. You don't pay through the app.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's
yeah.
it's probably using independent contractorship the wrong way, the way that it's it's intended to, but this is the kind of crap that will be used against independent contractors.
No, I'm sorry. This is a sex site. It has to be.
Well,
I mean, they do have disclaimers, though. They do say we do not check the credibility of members who consider themselves professionals.
I mean, how can they? Even if they tried, how would they be able to do that?
Right. Like, yeah, we need you to come in the office and show us your cuddling.
On their website. I can't remember, but there was a video about and it wasn't relating to the oldest profession, but there was something on their video about
gateway. This is a gateway.
Are you a professional cuddler? And it was showing a couple that how with different situations they were adjusting. It was weird. It was some marketing tool. I don't understand the whole thing anyway, man, but yeah, it seems like a way to be put together with people. I don't know. I mean, that's what I thought Craigslist was.
Yeah, but Craigslist got rid of their dating part of the app because of federal regulations.
Okay.
So you can't put it on there anymore. And Black Book got shut down.
You mean they
because
removed
of that.
the link that says you can find it?
I don't know. I've never.
I mean, if you want to
try to
I
type
guess
it in,
if you
I
went
guess.
in Craigslist and you're like, woman for rent or whatever. A lot of things, dude. Craigslist is very sketchy, man.
Do you want to hear the permanent bans on this site? Permanent bans will be imposed on people who indicate a desire to cuddle while doing any of the following: being nude, wearing underwear only, kissing, groping, satisfying a fetish or kink, or anything of non-platonic nature.
But they won't know if it doesn't get reported.
Right. Like everything's cash.
Yeah, it's sketchy.
More of a legal disclaimer.
Yeah. CYA.
Used to call it see, I know, but that's the this is the virtual one. Now it's called cuddling.
I think he was talking about Pedro saying that many people use cuddling as a therapy.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was initially when Hannibal brought this up. That's what I thought this was it wasn't just, hey, come over and cuddle, let's see what happens. I thought it was a therapy. It was, people, I don't know. I even thought I saw something about the pandemic that, because people have been moved apart, people are just lonely kind of thing. And even though my head immediately jumped to all the conclusions that could happen, I still took it in as, okay, maybe people are just cuddling. And I do still, until proven otherwise, I do still have to think that there are a bunch who just want this service
Well, see, I thought the same thing. I thought, well, maybe it's for lonely people or something to that nature is what my first thought was. People that don't like to sleep alone, because there's a lot of people that don't like to sleep alone. But then whenever I was looking, there's an hourly charge, and then 2-hour charge, 2-for-1 specials, and like all kinds of things on this site. I'm like, no, this is a different type of site than what we was thinking. The overnights, what I send you, like $450 plus for overnight, $450.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're putting your life at risk to go to
yeah.
sleep in that person's house.
It's soon to only be crypto payment only.
Well, they ain't gonna make very much money because crypto's down.
Yeah,
but it's untraceable. I guess that's why they use Bitcoin.
Well, that's not going to be a federal law, so that's going to be a state by state thing. So I mean, like New York, they're going to still allow it. Absolutely.
Have you guys seen the Billions series?
Yeah, I haven't seen this season.
Okay, there was an episode in there where Wags actually is with a professional cuddler.
In this season,
or is not this season. It was a previous season. He actually
like when the main other guy was still on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of those situations where he went into one of their offices and everything, and just
Oh, I do remember this.
Yes. And he was crying, bawling. Just
yeah.
It was a therapy thing.
Yeah, that one actually was in like an office too, like a therapist's office. Yeah. This is not in people's homes and stuff. Like, you're gonna go.
Yeah, this ain't in your bed at 9 p.m. at night.
That's a little less professional.
Well, plus,
I've been watching like Criminal Minds, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good one to sign up for.
If you did go cuddle there, and they said, I mean, if you're cuddling with them, and then like they got you for an hour, let's say it's an hour. They booked an hour. You cuddle with them for an hour, and you get up and you're leaving, and they're like, "Hey, I didn't pay for like nothing." Like, like, is that something that's said? My guess is commonly people are just cuddling. I would imagine sometimes maybe there's something that happens for free after. It's not even necessarily a deal. Just like, hey, man, I'd really worry. I worry about them all. I really worry about the overnights. And most of all, I have no idea how Hannibal's wife would ever allow this.
Well, you would think that the overnights that they would, probably establish some type of relationship, couple sessions before they just jump into an overnight. You would think.
All I saw when I first heard about this was problems.
Or maybe overnights like code for, the extra. I mean,
like you're not really staying overnight.
Yeah. That hour.
You want the full package?
Yeah. It's like a full package type thing. Send me the anchovies on the pizza.
Yeah. You know what? The oldest profession has always got around it in Vegas. I mean, they're just dating services. It's like, do you want to date for an hour or overnight?
Those are called
the hours, $200. The overnight's $2,000, but the overnight's really only an hour too.
You know who would know about that? Roy. We should ask Roy about that.
Yeah, he's in Vegas.
We should convince Roy to get on these culling apps.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You want Roy would be like, "You want to cuddle with me on my tarantulas?"
Roy's cuddling critters.
Yeah, there you go.
Cuddling critters. He just walks in, throws a whole bunch of tarantulas on the bed. People run out. He collects the money and leaves.
See, I agree with Pedro on this one. I full on think that I would think 99% of the business, even though we're laughing and all of our brains went to the wrong places, like I still think like a lot of people might even think the way we did, like, oh my God, that's a thing.
I mean, the connection too.
The people who would actually go through with it, I have a feeling they are doing it just out of the need for.
See, I have to disagree. I just do. I would say probably 1 out of 10 guys that are paying somebody to come over, climb in their bed with them, are doing it for therapeutic means.
Yeah, they're trying to get it in.
Yeah, or at least they have the thought.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're either hoping it turns into something more, or so. Like I said, I'll give it, maybe 1, maybe 2 out of 10 guys.
If that.
I guess it's all up to the. I'm trying to think about it. I guess it would all be in the mind of the cuddler, because all I was picturing for a minute is like, what if like I was trying to see it from your standpoint, like what if like a guy had just broke up with his girl, or a girl had just broke up with him, and he called the cuddling service. Yes, most likely even though he's wanting the compassion, most likely he's wanting the super package too. But
Super.
Well, I mean, I could maybe see it. I could maybe see it.
Here's my thing though, like knowing waitresses like I do in bars who are assaulted in every way nightly. Like, let's be honest, those girls know how to handle themselves very well, and so it comes with the pitch. The best of them don't get touched or assaulted and still know how to carry themselves well. But like, I would imagine this cuddler calls you up and says, hey, like, okay, well, I'm about to come by, but hey, let's run through these rules first. There will be no,
right. And there were a couple on the website there that said, hey, we're gonna have to meet for coffee first or something like that, and see if we have a connection before we go on to the place. But then there's some was like, I'll meet you at your place, just give me a time. So and don't get me wrong, I don't think it's all the guys' fault either. I guarantee you there's some hookers on these sites.
Well, I was just going to say, that's kind of the thing too. Like my guess is that the people looking for, my hope is that the people looking to really like the compassion part of it, I really do just want the cuddling, nothing else.
Right.
I
think they're the minority though.
I would think, and I would hope that they could find that person on the app. You know what I mean? Like the one who wants to meet them for coffee first, and they do establish, hey, this will just be this.
Right. And I think you can vet that. Like I said, if their profile says, let's meet for coffee, see if we even get along, because first thing, if it was me and say I was a cuddler and, I'm supposed to meet this random girl
guy.
Well, that's the first thing. I want to meet him in public because I want to make sure it's not some random dude trying to make me put lotion on myself, as he drops a basket down to me.
He's like, hey, sis, come here, take this picture.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, you would think that they would have some type of, security place and measure. The ones that say, yeah, I'll meet you at your house. Yeah. They're probably not the ones you want. If you're legitimately looking for someone to do some type of therapeutic stuff.
I mean, it seems like it'd be no different than a massage industry.
Well, it's very different from the massage industry because you can tell really quickly in a massage if it's a rug and tug or if it's an actual massage.
I would think,
or a happy ending.
Yeah. I gotta say, maybe it's somewhere in the middle. You're thinking it's like the polar opposite of my guess on the amount of people using it for the right reason. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle, because really, if they wanted it to be the way I said, you're right. They wouldn't make it tacky, but they'd have some huge disclaimer when you got to the site. Hey, this is a cuddling site. This is not a site for people seeking, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't look like bad if you did it right, but they would be a lot more in your face about that than just kind of like, hey, look at these people. You like any of these? It makes it look like a dating app right away.
Well, no, I think when you signed up, they had that disclaimer too. I don't remember. I didn't really care because I was just wanting to see what the site looked like.
Right. I'm talking about the site itself when you land there. Like, it should be pretty like, this is not for hookups, guys.
But it's the same thing with dating apps. They're marketed as dating apps, but it's really just for hooking up, like Tinder. So I imagine that this is something similar.
Is that really what?
I'm saying dating apps, they're marketed for dating and make connection, but like Tinder's and Plenty of Fish and all that stuff, they're just hookup sites. So
Oh, I
imagine
don't even know if you
similar.
know this, man. Like, let's even just quickly go through some of the like. I can't. I obviously don't know them all, but I'm going to use two here. What's the one that's like you got to fill out documents and pages?
Oh,
eHarmony.
eHarmony
eHarmony.
Yeah.
and Match.com.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's going to be my one that I compare here. So let's take a Match.com. Match.com normally has a normal marketing for dating. When the pandemic was, I think it was like just about a year and change. So maybe like last March, Marissa and I were watching these commercials that were coming out that literally had these showgirls dancing and stuff and said, we don't get paid until you get laid. Dude, we thought we were like, what?
What?
And like, we saw this commercial. It was Match.com. It was running for like a month.
That's insane.
It ran for like a month on like everything. Yes, see, she just put it up.
What? They actually said that?
Yep. And they had them sing it. The whole chorus would sing it. So they'd show like a guy like coming out of the pandemic. He's kind of like been in a box almost. Like, whoa. And then he kind of gets all open-eyed about a girl. And then they're showing him kind of like Match.com-ish. And then it was like, we don't get paid till you get laid. Like, I was like,
I gotta go watch this ad.
Right, I gotta find that. That's just great. That just sounds nothing like Match.com.
I swear, the first couple times we saw it, we both looked at each other like, that happened, right? That was like,
You sure it wasn't a parody?
no, man. Like, I'm telling you, it ran for about a month, and it was
No,
there was
180
actually
compared to what they marketed.
there was actually two different ads that ran that were kind of the same theme too. And one might have been the longer one or something, but I have a feeling they were a little different too. They were definitely the same set, and they had different words to each one, but they were one was we don't get paid till you get laid. The other one had equally as bad something though. It wasn't like a PG version. It was just as bad. It was weird, man. It was really weird. I could tell that they were just like, we have not had a single user in a year because of the pandemic. You know, like
Nobody's
it's
looking
time
for
to throw the
love.
Hail Mary, guys. Put it out there, you know.
Well, I want to know who at that company came up with that slogan. Like some dude just sitting in the back, you know, normally quiet because everybody shoots his ideas down.
I'm talking about a full like Broadway showgirls line too, with like 3 tiers of dancers, like in top hats and like short skirts that are all like sequenced and like dancing and kicking their legs up fully so the short skirts are showing. Dude, it was full blown. Like, been bored? We'll get on Match.
I know, but can you imagine like that board meeting? They're sitting at a board meeting. Everybody's throwing out these ideas about true love and blah blah blah. And the CEO's like, "Hey, Greg, you got anything?" He goes, "It's been a while since people been laid."
People are still into that, right? And then he's like, yeah. We're all into that.
We're all into that.
Get it on.
Even the married ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, shouldn't those be on? I don't know if like what they would have done with them. I'm sure there's a place to find them. I would think YouTube, but maybe not.
When
They
did
might
you
have
see
taken
him?
it down.
When did
I
you
tried
see
looking
him?
for it and I couldn't find it.
You see him in
I know, I'm just
2021,
trying to-
2022? What?
No, it was last year. Marissa might remember better than me. Marissa, I think it was. I want to say like February or March 2021. But I don't know.
Where were these commercials being viewed? I mean, were they
like TV?
cable TV, Hulu.
Wow.
And on Hulu, they were on shows that would play them through the entire show. They'd play 4 of them every break.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, these weren't like some ads running in some weird. No, these were like full blown.
I hope nobody ever comes back and looks at my search history because I'm typing like, if you're not getting laid.
If you're not getting laid, because you're not on Match.com.
Right.
Hulu's trying to get into the Netflix and chill game, I guess.
Right?
Gary, your browsing history comment just reminded me of when our iPad actually, well, my son has the iPad that I usually use, and it's tied all linked to our text and all that stuff. My wife and I have to be really careful. when we text
I'm
each
sorry.
other.
Can you start that? I was trying to watch this video to see what it said.
I said I've got an iPad that I've let one of my kids use, and it's still tied to my texting and stuff. So my wife and I have to be careful when we text each other.
Oh man, you gotta get a separate account.
Yeah, he'll get some text, and he's like, "What?"
What?
So yeah,
That's
your browser
funny.
just that's what reminds me of that.
Let me watch this one.
I'm
This one
shocked they're not
says
up
"Get
here.
Back to Love." Let me see what this one says.
That might be it, dude. That might be it.
Which one?
I don't know.
I
if
don't
it
know.
was
Let me watch it real quick. I'll tell you.
Get Back to Love. It might be it.
Yep, I found it.
Let's play it, dude.
It says,
Share your screen.
oh, I can share my screen. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. Just well, actually, just yeah, or share a tab.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to see. How do you share a tab?
Just go down to share.
Share
and then-
screen.
Share a window.
Yeah, and then you can choose browser tab.
Okay, window, Chrome tab. Here we go. Which one is it?
This is it, guys. This is the
This is
2021 commercial to date.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
This is
I got too many damn tabs open.
you go over to it and you
It's time that you started getting over your ex.
are you hearing it?
Yeah.
Ex, but you're still single AF.
Now we don't get paid if no love songs are played.
We're totally screwed till you start getting laid. When you get back to love, so we can get back to life. We really need you to be that husband.
The other one is so much worse. The other one is like a full blown, like I said, it's a full blown like Broadway show like line. It's this just blown up and it's much louder about it too. But yeah, you guys get the idea. It's like that, just way worse. Man, what time is it? Oh shit, you guys, it's 1:17. I gotta wrap this up, man.
Okay.
I'm going. Well, no, I'm going to hang with. I can leave it on for you guys.
Nah, it's all right. I got
Thanks.
something to do at 2:30.
Steve, was that no
15
pun
minutes.
intended? You need to wrap this up.
Hey man, I don't. Yeah, no. No, I mean, yeah, we're good. Oh, here's Crispy. At least say hi to him and remove him. Can't hear you.
You have me muted.
No, I don't.
No?
Because I kind of hear you, just really faintly.
I really hear you.
No, I muted him earlier because he had a whole bunch of noise coming in his car.
Oh, see, Gary has the ability to mute too on here.
No, I'm telling you.
Gary muted you before, not me. I wouldn't do that.
Well, because it's like clank, 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 clank
Yeah.
all in his car.
Yeah, I just usually wait till somebody notices and then they hit it. You know? Or unless it's Bud Soda, and then I'm like, dude, enough.
Where are you going?
Yeah, something's up with your mic, man.
All right. I'll try to.
No,
fix
there it is. No, that was it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's full now.
Oh,
I don't know what you did, but
I didn't do anything. Hey, where are you going, man? Where are you going, Steve?
today I'm just hanging with my son.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, he's 15 now. We don't really ever, we hang all the time. We camp together, we hike together, we do everything together. But now he's 15. We don't really do that. You don't do as much once they're 15 with them. They just kind of get off in their own world a bit. So, like, especially like a day, like he's always got stuff going. I always got stuff going. So we'll, in passing, hang here and there. But we got the whole day. He doesn't have anything. I don't have anything. We're gonna just kick it.
You guys like going fishing?
Yeah, but we more will go do like a 14er or go camping or, we got everything here in Colorado, so it's
Oh yeah, I know.
it's my playground, man. So we do a lot of backcountry stuff though, regardless of whatever we're doing. But yeah, we do some fishing if we do more of like a mile and a half hike into camp type situation where we're doing it where we each have our backpacks and a one of those mountain strollers. But if we're doing like real like backcountry camping where we can only have our packs, then not so much. We bring in dry food and stuff because we try and not have any kind of gear that might be wet or pokey or anything like that. Because out here, you gotta be careful, man. Anything rips and you're screwed. Your pack rips a little, you'll have ants. It'll rain. Everything will go wrong. So you gotta be careful. Yeah, everybody should be thinking about it. Help me out with a dumpling name. You don't need to come up with it today, but if anybody does come up with the actual name I use, I'll give you a $25 Amazon gift certificate. So. But I got to use the name, and even if it was that close, I'd still do it. But I'm kind of hitting a blank, and normally I feel like I'm a pretty smart guy and can think through things, but I'm just not. Nothing's grabbing me. Nothing's working. So, and before I do go, and yeah, I was sorry that was abrupt. I looked at the time and I said I had to bounce at 1, and I see it's 1:20 here. Watch for the Curry video and if you haven't applied for Curry, please do. Use my link too. I don't think it's in this show notes, but find one of my links too because I can always track your status through Alice, my connection at Curry. So it really doesn't do me anything financially. It shows still that people are coming on through me. But so if you haven't signed up, do sign up because even if you get put on a wait list, I'm already seeing the business back huge, which was the one thing I wanted to get to with Mac before we did bounce was when we were talking about that we got sidetracked. But is the same thing happened to you, right? Like, did it go way down for January, February in Portland?
Yeah.
Like almost like non-existent, right?
Yeah.
And now is it kind of blowing up again? Like your app's showing a bunch of them. I mean, some you're not making, but
yeah, I'm seeing at least 2 or 3 a day come through.
Yeah, I'm seeing about 10 to 15 a day. Yeah, I can make days on it now.
Yeah.
So I always said, even last summer, I said you can't make a day on Curry. I can make days on Curry now.
Nice.
I mean, I can't say every day, but I can give it a go. I mean, there might be a day it's kind of off or whatever, but
I'm still in the waiting list for Curry as well.
Oh, I thought Marissa, I thought you were putting up the name of the Match.com commercial that we. I thought you were like, I got this, but you're talking about for the dumpling project. Okay. Well, thank you for that. But damn it, I want that.
I got a question for you, Steve, real quick on Curry. Do they have any plans on allowing multiple stacks? I know that you can't if you're on any Curry, even if you're coming back, or I mean, like almost to a drop.
Yeah,
you can't get a second one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know how it is. Like some of them how some say like pick up at and deliver by, and it doesn't have rush on it.
Right.
So if it doesn't say rush and it's pick up and drop off, and then I've only done it one time, but I did stack one independently, and the app didn't interfere with it.
Interesting.
Like it let it go through, and I didn't think it would because I was on a ride. Like I picked it up, but the pickup was right by me, and I had like 4 hours to deliver, and it was traffic time. Right. So I was like, I'm not going to go right now. I got 4 hours to deliver, So I went a mile from my house, got it, came back to my house. I was waiting out traffic, and another order came through, and I grabbed it.
Oh wow!
So I did see that it did work like that, unless that was a one-time mistake.
Interesting.
But I also sometimes wonder if with my account, if they try things like what you just said, like, hey, let's try a stacked order on Steve and see.
Right. Well, there's a really common area for me to go to is St. Helens. There's a St. Helens in Sherwin-Williams. It's kind of way out of the way and stuff, and so I get them pretty often because I don't think anybody else wants to grab them. But when I'm coming, when I'm going there, and then all of a sudden I'll see one come through for Hillsboro, which would be literally on my way back, And I'd easily be able to pick it up probably before somebody even be able to get to it. And I was like, well, I can't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of like when I saw it, the other one, it was very weird too because one of the ones I drove a mile and then I got back home and I am like they have to know I'm home, but they don't care because they're not paying me for time. And they know I'm 100% I'll deliver. That's my ratio. I'm running 100% completion.
Right.
So they know it's going to get there on time. They know what I'm doing. But then to see another one that, again, I live near an industrial part of like, well, about a couple miles from me is like a lot of industrial stuff. So I get a lot of curries out of there too. So that's where I got the one. And then another one came back through there and it also was going to the southwest portion of Denver, which is like Lakewood. So they were only like 2 or 3 miles apart, the deliveries too. And one of them was a rush. The second one was a rush. So the second one I went and picked up still had the first stuff in my car because I saw also it was one of the ones that it listed what it was. I called the place. I said I had accepted it. I said, and this is what I'm picking up, right? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, okay, well, that's gonna fit. So went, grabbed it, and then I did it as a rush, and I took the one that was a rush first, and then but I would have taken probably another hour at home before I would have gone if that second one hadn't come through as a rush. So I did end up getting stuck in traffic, but I was able to stack 2.
Yeah, I guess
only one time.
I guess as far as Curry goes and everything, they've got enough drivers, at least out here, that they probably don't need to be doing stacks.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know about
Gary, did you see that?
Getting it on? Didn't that one just said that one that we just watched? Getting it on.
No, that you
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it says like the dude by the piano said something about getting it on.
No, it was Get Back to Love was what you pulled
Well,
up.
yeah, that's the one that.
But I think she's right. I think that getting it on had something to do with it.
Let me see.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, how long does it take for the curry waiting list for me to be accepted as a curry bandit?
Where are you? You're in San Antonio?
No, El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm at the very corner of Texas. You see that little?
I'll ask. I know where El Paso is. I'll ask about. I don't know about that market. I'll have to ask about. There's some markets I've gotten to know, like up in like Rideshare Lisa's neck of the woods, because she asks a lot, and it's just slow up there in like Syracuse and Rochester and Buffalo. But
what about here, Steve? By the way, that wasn't me.
Here is they're just who the hell is that the name again?
I think that's Tony.
No, I don't have any apps on.
I love how everybody turned their mics to mute, and then it's like you're all guilty. If you went to mute right then, it's like you did it.
I just have my air conditioner on high. That's why I'm muted.
I guess he didn't find it. Damn it. Okay, well, it's for another day.
What's your rain like out there, Steve?
Rain?
As far as how much rain do you guys usually get? I mean, I would imagine a lot. You guys got the mountains around you.
We do. It passes through like real quick. Like it'll like in the summer we'll get rained on hard for like 40 minutes a day. It'll pass
when it rains. It hails.
Yeah, but I mean, like almost. Don't you agree, Tony? Almost daily. You can almost count on it for like 20 minutes to an hour, and then sometimes you'll have a rainy day, but rarely. It's usually a sunny day. Rain comes in, it passes through, and then the sun comes out right behind it.
It's not too much of an exaggeration that people say Colorado's 300 days of sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like pure sunshine without a cloud and it's raining, and you're like, what's going on, man?
We usually say Oregonians tan. We always say Oregonians don't tan, they rust.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I was curious the construction stuff and everything. I know that in like the Boise area, if it's raining and stuff, construction stops. But
yeah, that's where Jason Pease lives. Yeah, he was telling me. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore rain too. That's like what you guys get.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys get
Yeah,
snow
it's just,
already.
but if construction stopped out here, we would never get anything built.
Right. Well, you're also too big of a city to let
True.
it affect you. Kind of like we are. I mean, people work in the snow
Yep.
up on the high rises, and it's like freezing out. It's like -2, and they're on the beams, and I'm like, you know, I mean, that's not even like caution pay. You die if you
Right.
if you
Right.
fail there. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna bounce. Everybody have a good weekend. And I'll see you around this week.
Good weekend. Steve.
Go.
See you later.